minus 21x minus 54. Alright, so this question, because we have got a trinomial, you look at the coefficient of x squared there and the constant term. So you have 5 times minus 54, so that will give you negative 270, right? That's 54 times 5, that's 2, then negative 270. Okay? Then you need to find two factors of negative 270 such that they add up to 21, or rather negative 21. So which two factors of minus 270 add up to minus 21? Hello? Can someone tell us which two factors of minus 270 add up to minus 21?
So minus 30 and plus 9.
So it's going to be minus 30 and plus 9. Thank you. So it means the next step I will say 5x squared minus 30x, right? Then I'll say plus 9x minus 54, that's equal to 0. So this will give me 5x times x minus 6 plus 9 times x minus 6 equal to 0. Then I'll get x minus 6 times 5x plus 9 equal to 0. Now, as you can see, we've got the same factor there. So our final answers are going to be x equal to 6, or okay, in this case, before I get my answers, I can write x minus 6 is equal to 0, or 5x plus 9 equal to 0. So I'll get x equal to 6, or x equal to minus 9 over 5. So those are my two answers, right? Just mark your work. All right, so that's straightforward. Okay, the key idea is factorization, as I told you on Friday. If you have challenges with factorizing a trinomial, you are going to have challenges with solving quadratic equations. Okay, so that's question 2. Now, question 5, the first thing, since I'm sure you can see that the equation is not in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the first step would be to take the minus 9 to the left, so we end up getting 4x squared minus 12x plus 9 equals 0. So give yourself a mark for that step. Okay? If you did the homework, you give yourself a mark for that standard form of a quadratic equation. Then, the coefficient of x squared is a 4, the constant term is 9. So, 4 times 9 gives us 36. Now, we need two factors of two factors of 36, such that if we add the two numbers, they give us negative 12. Which two factors of 36 are such that if we add them, they will give us a negative 12x. I need someone else to tell us which two factors of 36, okay, add up to negative 12x. Hello? Hello? Which two factors of 36 add up to minus 12? Right.
Yes, so minus 6 and minus 6.
It's going to be minus 6 and minus 6. So our next step is to write 4x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 9 equal to 0. and then you get 2x times x minus 3 minus 3 times 2x minus 3 equal to 0. So we have a common factor here. Okay, wait, let me redo. I need to redo properly. Right. So it will be, right, here I need to be very careful. I'm going to take out, I'll take out 3. I take out 2 rather, it will be 2. So that will be 2x times 2x minus 3 minus 3 times 2x minus 3 equal to 0. So those are my factors. Alright? And take note here that the two binomial factors are identical, which means I can say 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3 equal to 0. Which means here we are going to have 2x equal to 3, okay, or 2x equal to 3. So we get x equal to 3 over 2, or x equal to 3 over 2. Which means we are going to get the same value twice. Okay, now if you don't want to use the method that I use of factorization, you need to, I'm sure you can see that this is a perfect square trinomial. So find the square root of that and the square root of that. Okay, there is a minus here, which means there's going to be a minus between the two terms in the binomial factors. That's why we have got this minus and that minus. So you have got two methods of factorizing, either using the concept of perfect square trinomials, whereby if you factorize a perfect square trinomial, you get two identical binomial factors, or you can factorize the way that I did. Eventually, you must get two answers that are the same. So you get two answers that are the same. Alright? Then question 8. Question 8. We have got minus 75x squared plus 290x equal to 240. Now here we have to form a quadratic equation with the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So if I take the minus 75x to the right, the 290x to the right, I'll get 0 equal to 75x squared minus 290x plus 240. Alright? So we are going to have that. Now here, well, if you want, we can factorize that, okay, by taking out a common factor. Right? The first common factor will be a 5. If I take out a common factor of 5, I'll get 15x squared minus 58x plus, that's 5 into 20, that's a 4, remainder 4, so we get 48. Alright? Like that. So I can end up having the quadratic equation is 0 equal to 15x squared minus 15x plus 48. Which means I can identify my constant term, sorry, my coefficient here and my constant term. So 15 times 48, okay? 15 times 48, if you use your calculator, at 15 times 48, it will give you 720. So we need to find two factors of 720 such that they add up to minus 58. Okay, we need to find two factors of 720 such that they add up to 58. Okay, one might be positive, the other one might be negative, or both might be negative. Right? So which two factors of 720 add up to minus 58? Can someone tell us which two factors of 720 are such that they add up to minus 58?
So minus 18 and 40.
Minus 18 and minus 40. Alright, so we can use minus 14, minus 18 and minus 40. So we can have 15x squared, right? Then we will say minus 40x minus 18x plus 48, like that. So this is 0. So we have a common factor there, that's 5. So we take out 5, then we have got 3x minus 8, then minus common factor, we have got 6 times 3x minus 8. Right, so what this means that 0 will going to be equal to 3x minus 8 times 5x minus 6. So, if I carry on, because of space, I can just write here my x value. My x values, therefore, my x values will be equal to 8 over 3, or x will be equal to 6 over 5. Alright, so that's my final answer. Okay, so I hope that you got those two answers. Right, there is a step that I skipped here because of space issues, because I want to do question 9 on the same page. Right, is there anybody else got any questions? Okay, if you don't have any question, then let's move on to number 9. Right, number 9, right, we have got a quadratic equation. So it's not a quadratic equation as yet, so let's rearrange the terms. I'll take the 2x to the right, so we end up with 0 equal to a third x squared minus 3x, okay, minus 2x plus 14 and 2 over 3. So this becomes 0 equal to a third x squared minus 5x plus 14 and 2 over 3. Then we convert all the mixed number, this one here, to an improper fraction. So my next step will be to say 0 equal to 1 over 3 x squared minus 5x plus. That's 42, gives me 45 over 3. Then the denominator here is a 1, so our LCD is going to be a 3. So I'm going to multiply both sides of the equation by 3 to eliminate the denominators. So that will give me x squared minus 15x plus 135. Okay, so you end up having that as a quadratic equation. It's a simplified, it's simplified, and it's very easy to solve. So, which two factors of 135 add up to minus 15? Which two factors of 135 add up to minus 15?
Wait, so is it 45 over 3 or 44 over 3?
Okay, wait. It's 44, yeah, it's 44, yes. It's 44. In fact, I'm not going to do everything. Just allow me to correct that. Thank you for that. So this is supposed to be 44, and that's supposed to be 44. Okay, so that becomes 44. Okay, that's a 44, and here I've got a 44. So that becomes x squared minus 15x plus 3 times 44, that will give me 132. Okay, so it's going to be 132. So I need two factors of 132 such that they add up to minus 50. Is there anybody who can factorize that for us? Which two factors of 132 add up to minus 15? Hello? Can someone tell me which two factors of 132 add up to minus 15? I'm not going to carry on until someone says an answer. Hello? Am I talking to myself now? Which two factors of, huh? If you are taking too long to give me an answer, it means probably you didn't do the question or you found it very challenging.
Sir,
Yes. Yes.
I just want to know
Hello?
why did we where did we get
One hundred and
132
thirty-two.
if
If like
the
the
denominator
denominator
of
of
the
the
44
44
over
over
3 was
3 was
already
already
3, so
3.
once
So
the
once
3
the
that
3
is
that is
time,
time,
Okay,
once it
remember.
cancels out,
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. All right, I see what you mean. I made a mistake here. Sorry. Sorry, that's supposed to be the 44. Sorry for that. Yeah, sorry for that. You are right, supposed to be 44. So that becomes 0, becomes equal to, thank you for that. So we need to factorize this. So our two factors are going to be x minus 11 and x minus 4. Right? So this becomes x minus 11 equal to 0 or x minus 4 equal to 0. So the two answers will be x equal to 11 or x equal to 4. Alright? Okay, thank you for that. So sorry for that mistake here. It's supposed to be, because you see, uh, this 3 here, it cancels with that 3. And this 3 cancels with that 3. So you end up having x squared minus 5x plus 44. All right. Any question there?
no
no
sir,
sir.
Okay, it's perfect now, right? All right. Okay, let's move on to the last one. All right, the last one, it required in your knowledge of algebraic fractions. I'm going to rewrite it and then we'll factorize to simplify it. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the whole question. So we have 3 divided by 9a squared minus 3a plus 1 minus 3a plus 1 over 27a cubed plus 1 minus, okay, actually it's equal to 1 over 9a squared minus 1. So that's the question we have. Right. Now, because we have got algebraic fractions here, you need to look at each numerator and each denominator and see if it can be factorized first. So, the first numerator is simplified, but the denominator, it's a perfect square trinomial. Okay, how do I know that it's a perfect square trinomial? The 9a squared is a perfect square, the positive 1 is a perfect square. So, when I factorize it, I'll get 3a minus 1 all squared minus 3a, that will be 3a plus 1 all over. Now the denominator, okay, it's a sum of 2 cubes. So when I factorize it, I'll get 3a plus 1 times 9a squared. There's a plus here, so I'll put a minus 3a times 1, that's 3a. Alright, on the right hand side, my numerator is simplified, but the denominator is a difference of 2 squares. So I'll get 3a minus 1 times 3a plus 1. Okay, now the next thing now is to find the LCD. The next thing is to find the LCD. Now to find the LCD, I hope you can see that we have got two 3a minus 1 minus 1s there. We have got 3a plus 1. But now, here, I can cancel this 3a plus 1 and that 3a plus 1 because there is division there. If I do that, it will make things a little bit easier. So, I'll end up having 2 3a minus 1 squared. I've got another 3a minus 1 here. Then I've got a 3a plus 1. Alright? Now, check this. If I were to consider this 3a plus 1 multiplied by that, it's going to give me the sum of 2 cubes. Which means the sum of 2 cubes is going to be part of my LCD, that's 27a cubed plus 1. Then, this 3a minus 1 and these 2, okay, their LCD, or their lowest common multiple is going to be this one here. Which means this trinomial here, that perfect square trinomial, is going to be part of my LCD. Which means my LCD, I can... Yes?
That trinomial one you're talking about. I don't think you factorize it correctly because when you multiply 3a minus 1 squared, it doesn't equal to 9a squared minus 3a plus 1.
But which one?
The first fraction. The denominator, I don't think it's a perfect square trinomial.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not a perfect square trinomial. Sorry, you're right. Oh, okay, I made a mistake because of that. Alright, I'm going to correct that. Thank you. Alright, thank you for that. This is not a perfect square trinomial.
Hi.
Let me correct that.
Sorry.
Perfect square trinomial. Okay. Wait. Okay. This 9a squared minus 3a plus 1. It has to remain as it is. Okay? So that means, okay, this part is fine. 3a plus 1 cancels that 3a plus 1. That's okay.
Sir.
Yes?
For the second fraction, it's not 3a plus 1, it's 3a plus 4.
3a plus 4.
The numerator is 3a plus 4.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. Sorry. 3a plus 4. Okay, that's 3a plus 4. Well, in that case now, it means it won't cancel. Okay, so I need to remove that cancellation there. Okay, I need to remove that cancellation. Okay, the way that I've seen it, it was like it's a 1. Oh. Okay, so let's find the LCD again. Alright, what I was saying was, because here we've got this 9a squared multiplying that one there, it means that my my LCD is going to have this sum of two cubes, and this trinomial is part of the product here. Okay, so this trinomial here, it is taken into account because it is a factor of that sum of two cubes. Then we have got this 3a plus 1. It's here, which means it's also a factor of that sum of two cubes. Alright? Then we are only going to have this binomial here. So our LCD is going to be a product of 27a cubed plus 1 and 3a minus 1. Right, do you agree with me on that? And if anyone has got a question, please feel free to ask. I'm sorry for the silly mistakes I made though. Alright. Okay? Is that the LCD that you also got? Can someone say something? Hello?
I'm confused.
Okay, look here. Okay, let's do it. Let's compare the denominators. Alright, do you see that this denominator here, the first denominator, is equivalent to one of the two factors in the second denominator. Do you see that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you see that, right? Then, do you also see that? This binomial this binomial factor in the second denominator is the same as this binomial in the third denominator, or the denominator on the right hand side?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So what that means is that the following denominators or factors of denominators. That is, the first one, the first binomial, or the first binomial factor in the second denominator, and the third, okay, factor which is part of the second denominator, and the last binomial factor on the right hand side. They are all factors of 27a cubed plus 1. I want you to digest that. Do you agree with me that the four that I have checked, these four, they are all factors of 27a cubed plus 1?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense to all of you? Okay,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I need to hear the person who said they are confused, because I'm trying to make it as easy as I can. Do you all see that those factors or denominators that I ticked, they are all factors of the sum of two cubes, 27a cubed plus 1? All right. So if you understand that, then it means that the 27a cubed plus 1 is going to be part of our LCD. The only term or denominator which is left is this one here. is this 3a minus 1. Okay, so in order to find the LCD, I have to multiply the sum of 2 cubes and 3a minus 1. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then from there now, let's multiply every term, okay, on the left and the right by the LCD. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the next page. So if I move on to the next page, we are going to have a very long sum, which is going to be 27a cubed plus 1 times 3a minus 1. Now, this is going to multiply, the first fraction, which is 3 divided by 9a squared minus 3a plus 1. Then I'm going to multiply as well the second term by the LCD. So we have 27a cubed plus 1 times 3a minus 1. All this is multiplying the second term on the left. So that will be 3a plus 4. Now, 3a plus 4 all over 27a cubed plus 1. Alright? Then on the right hand side, I'm going to multiply the fraction on the right hand side before I factorize, because the reason why I factorized the denominators, it was for me to be able to find the LCD. Okay? But when I'm simplifying, it's better to work with the original question. Right? So I'm going to carry on there. So it will be 27a cubed plus 1 times 3a minus 1, then that's multiplying 1 over 9a squared. 1 over 9a squared minus 1. So let's eliminate the denominators. Okay? Now, I'm sure you can agree with me that this one here is a factor of that. So, since it is a factor, I'm going to be left, if I divide this sum of 2 cubes, okay, if I divide it by that trinomial, I will get 3a plus 1. Do you agree with me there? If I divide the sum of 2 cubes by the trinomial 9a squared minus 3a plus 1, I will get 3a plus 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay? Right, then let's move on to the next one. The next one is straightforward. These two are going to cancel out. Alright? I just want you to be aware that this question is a higher order question. Okay? So you need to be aware that there's a lot that you have to be aware of. Right? So those two cancel out. Then on the right hand side, we know that this 3a minus 1 is a factor of that 9a squared minus 1. Okay? So, because of that, and this 9a squared minus 1, it is made up of, it has got two factors. The first factor is 3a minus 1, the other factor is 3a plus 1. At the same time, the other factor, 3a plus 1, is a factor of 27a cubed plus 1. So, what's going to happen is that this 3a minus 1 cancels out with, okay, just allow me to write the two factors of the difference of two squares in a different color, that is green. So if I factorize the 9a minus 1, I'll get 3a minus 1 times 3a plus 1. So what's going to happen is this, let me use blue, this 3a minus 1 cancels with that. Then this 3a plus 1 is a factor of the sum of two cubes. So it's going to cancel out, if I factorize this sum of two cubes, it will cancel out with the binomial factor. So I'm going to end up having, on the right, I'll end up having 9a squared minus 3a plus 1 on the right hand side. Okay, I wish you were at school, maybe for this question it would have been much better, but do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me write now the simplified equation. The simplified equation is going to become 3a plus 1 times 3a minus 1 times 3. Alright? Minus 3a minus 1 times 3a plus 4 is equal to the trinomial, that's 9a squared minus 3a plus 1. Okay? Then let's simplify. These two, if I multiply, they'll give me a difference of 2 squares. And that difference of 2 squares is going to be 9a squared minus 1. Then I have to multiply the result by 3, so I can put the 3 in front there, minus. If I simplify here, taking into account this minus, right, I'm going to put a square bracket to write what's going to be inside. So if I multiply the 3a by 3a, I'll get 9a squared. 3a plus positive 4, I'll get 12a. Minus 1 times 3a will give me minus 3a. Minus 1 times positive 4 will give me minus 4. Then that's equal to 9a squared minus 3a plus 1. Then if I simplify at the beginning of this whole equation, I'll get 27a squared minus 3 minus 9a squared. Okay? 12a minus 3a will give me a positive 9a. So I'll end up with minus 9a plus 4 is equal to 9a squared minus 3a plus 1. Then, I'm sure okay, I cannot just rush to cancel out terms here. Right? Then what I'm going to do next is to group the like terms. So I'll have 27a squared minus 9a squared minus 9a squared. So what I've done here is I'm taking these terms. I took that 9a squared to the left. Okay? So, and then the terms in A, we have got 1, which is this minus 3a. So I'll end up getting positive 3a minus 9a. Then the constant terms, it will be minus 3 plus 4 minus 1. Because I have to take that positive 1 to the left, and that will be equal to 0. So if I simplify this, I'll end up getting 9a squared minus 6a. Okay? And if I simplify the constants, I'm going to get minus 3 plus 3, which is 0. So I'll end up getting that as my quadratic equation. Is there anybody who got that as their quadratic equation? So my quadratic equation is going to be that. Is there anyone who got that quadratic equation as their answer?
Me, sir.
I got it, sir.
Okay, just tell me your name because I'm not seeing you, remember. Huh? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Right. Those of you who didn't get that equation, right? If you didn't get that equation, right? I hope you saw how you're supposed to get it. All right, then the next thing now here, I don't want you to get confused because of this 2 here, you are supposed to get 2 answers. Okay, the constant term, okay, if you remember your general equation of a quadratic equation, it's ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this constant term is not there. Okay, so what you do in such a case is factorize by a common factor because we have a binomial. So we start with the real numbers first. Okay, so 9 and 6 have a highest common factor, which is a 3. Right? The highest common factor of a squared, a, is going to be a. So we end up having 3a minus 2 equal to 0. So what this means is that 3a will be equal to 0 or 3a minus 2 will be equal to 0. Therefore, a will be equal to 0 or a will be equal to 2 over 4. So these 2 will be our answers there. Okay? Those 2 will be our answers for that whole expression. Okay? If you test the first answer a equal to 0, right? Let's just test a little bit the first one. You can test the second one. If I put a equal to 0 here, a equal to 0, I'll end up getting 3 over 1, right? Minus, if I put a equal to 0 there, I'll get, if I put a equal to 0 there as well, I'll get 4 over 1. Then on the right, if I put a equal to 0 here, I'll get 1 over minus 1. Now 3 minus 4 gives me minus 1. 1 divided by minus 1 gives me minus 1. So my answer is right. Okay? So our first answer is a equal to 0. The second answer is a equal to 2 over 3. Okay? This question, it's a higher order question. So I can understand if you had some challenges with it. All right, any question? All right, if you don't have any question, then our